Hi everybody, it's a beautiful morning here, it's 32 degrees, and I thought I'd show you what my project here this afternoon is going to be. Probably foolish to get the mill out for this, but I got another couple rock maple logs down back that I cut last year, so I'll cut all of them today. This is my chore here. I want to clean up this mess. I'm going to go down, we'll set up the mill right here. It's 43 feet long, the whole frame. And we'll go on down back and get that and unhook it right here. And it's an M14 bell saw. I put it together pretty near 20 years ago, and last fall we cut, well, the neighbor actually did, I didn't. The neighbor cut around 4,000 feet. This thing's in the barn, so even though it's 32, it doesn't matter. You know, a lot of people, they make a big deal out of a cold start, but, you know, they start right up. This will start up down to 20 degrees without even hesitating. Below that, it gets a little funny, but it's not bad. We're gonna drive her down back. I've got two mills down here. One of them's an M14 bell saw. The other one's a homemade clapboard mill that does riff sawing. Riff sawing is basically, it's all vertical grain, and the terminology is back in the 1840s. And when they were patenting all these clapboard mills that did what I call, or most people call radially sawn, the technical term is rift. And of course nowadays people have bastardized that name, and they say that anything that's not quarter sawn is rift sawn, you know, and it's not that. You go back into the old days where they used the right terminology and stuff. It's actually a riff sawn. But anyway, that's not what we're after. We're after that little bell saw right there. We'll back up and see if we can't hook onto it. I don't have any mounts in this tractor, unfortunately, for the GoPro, but we'll try to hand hold it here. Hopefully we won't make anybody too dizzy. Kind of sloppy and muddy out here. It will be for another month. Yeah, let's see. I don't know if we'll hit its first try or not. Yeah, looks like we're gonna. Perfect. Now, all we got to do is put the block in it. I don't know if you guys will stay there if I set you up here or not. I don't know. I got no place to put you, really. Well, at least the blocking's not froze to the ground. This right here, that's the original drive to it with a power takeoff, and it was mounted underneath it, and I want to get it mounted back, but the way I put the mill together, I can't use it the way it is. So right now it's just parts. We'll get it ciphered out someday, but it works. It runs real good off a belt. So anyway, get back up in here and we'll see if we can't get this long thing up there where we want it. Like I say, it's 43 feet long, same length as most, well, I guess most of your big trailers nowadays are 45 or so. But still, it's quite long. Pain in the butt to move. That's why I moved Carol's car. We're not digging in the mud too much. There comes Carol, she's coming home. She's gonna see that I've moved stuff, so she's gonna go back up the other way, which is good. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of jigging here in a minute to try to get in front of this vehicle, so I'm gonna shut you off for a minute because I need both hands. Well, I'm back again. After I turned you guys off, I came up here. I backed this in beside of the driveway. This ground here is all fill. It's not really gravel, but it's sandy ditchings, and it never muds up really. So that's why it's just a temporary thing here for a couple days. But I use 2 shingles here, opposite directions, slide them back and forth till you get where you want. We're not exactly on level, but if we take this up back, you'll see that we're about exactly the same amount of out of level in the back in the same direction. So basically we got a flat plane that we've made ourselves. And as long as we've got, see that one there is about the same. Of course, we're looking at it from the opposite direction, so, you know, this one's to the right. And it may not be perfect. It's probably off maybe a 32nd of an inch. That 32nd of an inch and 40 feet, I'm not going to argue over it. And I don't think that blade or the lumber will even notice. Nothing that a planer won't take care of. This is a, oh geez, I got to think here. I believe this is a 52-inch saw. And it should run at either, I think it's 580. I got one down back that's 40 inch. It's supposed to run at 600. That's the one that came on this mill, the one down back, but it needs some B-style holders, and I don't have any extra B-style holders, so I got to get me a few. And I actually, you know, when I made this, you can see I slotted it long enough so I can put the 40-inch in here. And it's actually already drilled for a 36. So I can run a 36, 40. And anyway, I can, you know, move this back and forth. This here is just a, you know, you always see people there when they're sawing, they'll get a piece of wood caught in there, you know. Just pull that back and it lets it drop her down through. You don't really need all this cage out here and stuff, especially if you're just sawing by yourself. As long as you, I do like the table there though. I don't like these guys that let stuff drop and they're always bending over by the saw picking stuff up. That kind of drives me crazy. But one of the things I did to this was I made a new ratchet here. And yeah, it you know, it digs right in and catches right when it's supposed to instead of skipping, because when they get rounded a little bit, a lot of times you'll miss a tooth. And this one here does a good job. And of course, when you got it tripped back, a lot of times, you know, they go over that back stop and you'll be sawing. That's how that got bent back there. My neighbor here was sawing with it, and he got it down in amongst all these cross braces and took off with it. But that's no problem. I put a stop back there, a positive stop. So even if it's drops in there. It can't get down far enough to catch on to anything. And just one of my little things that I did. So now I got to set a log on this thing, and well, I got to get it up to where it belongs first, but I want to get that log over there onto it, and I'm probably going to shut the camera off because it's just tractor work. But I will take you with me down to the shop. I'm going to do some belt lacing because I got to lace 2 belts together to be able to run my John Deere over here. So anyway, you know, hopefully here we'll get you something you enjoy here in a minute. Well, we just successfully got underneath that log. I thought I was going to have to get out and roll it with a PV, so I didn't bother turning on the camera. And of course, I went right out and went right underneath it first try. And we just got to back up here, get around our well that's overflowing. Kind of a funny thing, that well right there, down underground, that's where we filled up the ground around here. That well is 28 gallon a minute. It's only 45 feet deep. And the neighbors drilled that well, and they actually drilled casing down below 40 some feet. They put in 3 pieces, I believe. Anyway, they went down below our seam, and they drilled it out in the wet area in the swamp, and all that old bacteria started running into our well. They ruined our well. So we put in that dug one right there. It's hit ledge at 9.5 feet. Busted out a couple pieces of ledge just to give it a little more pocket. And we've been running on that ever since. And, you know, it's been close to 15 years or so on that other one, and it's finally healed itself up. It's still high in chloroform, but we got a ultraviolet light in the basement. We take care of anything like that because you get the chloroform in the dug one. That's kind of a given, you know. So we'll see if we can't sneak up here without knocking the carriage off the tracks. This is kind of ticklish because you never can see what you're doing. And, I'm going to go on that. We'll do this from the outside. Well, we won't stave nothing up. I've knocked the carriage off enough times that, oh yeah, all I got to do is come down and it'll roll right on. That should, just like that. I'm not sure if it's going to be what this is going to saw into. We're gonna saw it and see what we get out of it. If I get a half a dozen boards out of it that are good, even 2 or 3 boards, I'll be happy. But anyway, we got that on there. Yeah, we'll see you in a minute. Well, we've got the mill all set up front. So we've got these 2 belts here that are stripped out of a, well, I guess that was dull on both ends. That one's a new one. Stripped out of a large belt that was in an airport to move luggage. And I've never used it yet, but I'm going to try it today. I stripped out 2 pieces here. And we need to square up these ends because if you've never done clipper belt lacing before, which are these little laces here, they're pretty simple. They just crimp in. This is the tool to do it. If you do nothing else right during the project, you got to have it square on the end, or it'll have a heck of a wiggle to it when it goes around. And that end there, I have already squared. That is just as straight as can be. So, what we will do, we will find out the length of our piece that we need. We'll slice it right off. This new stuff is, I don't know if you'd call it a plastic or what it is, but it's not the old paper that they used to have. It's kind of a pain. When you cut it, it kind of distorts it all up and makes a mess, and then the stuff doesn't go in the laser like it's supposed to. But we'll manage. This is going to be kind of a mess here for a few minutes, so yeah, it messed it up for quite a ways. But boy, did that ever mess that up. Maybe the thing to do is try to cut it off again. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Yeah, that's not messed up, so I'll take these 5 or 6 pieces. I'll dig them out of this piece of cardboard or plastic. Oh, it's tough. It's supposed to be paper, but boy, I think it's got some plastic in it, or it is plastic, I'm not sure. This machine will do, actually got one more piece than what I can use. This machine will do, I don't know if it's 5 or 6 inch, but get all your stuff stuck into it. What we're going to have to do is we will take all the paper off once we get it in. We're going to have to lace it and then move the belt over because we're a little wider than what the lacer does. That's okay. Put them all down on the bottom where they belong. There we go. I'll actually take the camera out. These things are wicked sharp. Take the camera off, bring it up a little closer so you can see. If I had a small stand, I'd put you on the small stand up on the table, but I don't have one. Well, I got the big tripod. But you can see this copper rod holds those in. It goes right in out of the end there so that they're all held secure, and that lines them up so that they're all, you know, in line with one another. You just put that copper line. Well, it was a steel pin originally, but as with 90% of them, the original ones are gone, and the number 10 copper wire is the same size. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide that right in. We'll lace that right up where we want it, and then we'll have to put in this little pile here in the corner, and we'll slide it over. We'll pin the part that we just did along with the new ones, and then we'll crimp it again. And it'll hopefully go right together nice. I'll put you back up here. We'll see what we can do here. That looks pretty good. Once you get it started down in, so that they're really actually crimping onto the belt, then you can kind of let go of stuff. And that looks good. belt is not like leather. It's kind of funny. I really should have number 2 lace, but I only have number 3s. So we're gonna make it work. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, boy, got a long way to go. Don't know how this is gonna hold up here. But oh, lost the nut off the bottom, I guess. Guess it's still there, it's just loose. Yeah, we're having problems here. Kind of odd. This one here bent out. I've never had it do that before. Bend it in here and catch it again. There we go. We got one extra. Yeah. That's what happens when you get funny belts that you've never used before. It really doesn't want to lace right. But we're going to keep working at it here. See how we get this done here. I think if I kneel right on that, probably I'll shove that ahead and get another notch. So we'll get right up there. There we go. Guess that's what we needed. Needed to get up, we'll get some leverage onto it. I think that's enough. Oh, look at that. That's why these machines have bolt holes in them, so you can bolt them down to a table where you can. But as you can see, I've never done that. I get that crimped up tight enough now. I don't want to come out on the wire. But sure. There we go. See, this is. It's really not a thick enough belt. That's why I say I should have a number 2 on it. But we make do with what we got here. Probably all of those, and I started with a long on the bottom. These do have a difference with a long and a short leg. So if your last one is a long, which this one is, then we're going to put a short down. I just turn it over. Do a short and then a long. We'll stack them right along. A lot of people, they'll be taking these apart and they have these little singles and they throw them out. Well, a lot of times they got to be single to get what you done. You know, you want to get done. But, and they're sticky little things. You can go in from either side, so it's easiest if you go get the old, the new ones in, and then you put the other belt inside of it, which are going to go in kind of difficult because they've been scrunched, squeezed all out, but we'll see if we can't wiggle them in. We'll get that slid right in. Are we underneath it? cooler underneath it. So we gotta pull that back out. Boy, I'll tell you, thought this might be interesting for you folks, but you know, this is going miserable enough. You're probably getting sick of watching me fight with it. Ooh, yeah, we got it in now. So, now all we got to do is the same thing. And it'll come right out in line with the other ones, pretty close. Alright. All lined up, so that's a good thing. There we go. There. When you get done, it should be reasonably straight. I don't know if you can see that, but it, you know, like I say, they stick out a little bit. They're not really crimped it up tight, but they won't come out. I've actually tightened it enough that I've taken the other leg from the other side and I've bent it over. So it's captive in there, and I don't think this stuff will ravel. So I think we're good. We just got to do the other end. And this is going to be a fighting son of a gun the whole way, I can see. So I'm not going to record doing that 3 more times. You guys will be cussing me there if I do. But, so anyway, that's how it's done. We had to fight that, but next time. Well, everybody, we got the belt all laced. It's up on the mill. This here has been setting, I had it going 2 months ago, I guess. It'll start right up usually. Turn fuel on. Make sure it's in neutral. And there we go. A lot of people, they crank them over compression time and time again, and they go over pretty dry. I like to choke them just by rolling it back and forth, and that's the way I've always done it. Put the choke up, go over the head once, just till you hear the compression start to come out. Go over the head a second time, and that should go. We'll see if it does. Maybe not. Bad to leave and not take you for a ride, wouldn't it?
watching Nathan under the woods.